morning, Graphic High School, and happy National Mole Day. I'm Carmel West.
And I'm Skylar Mole Nandez, and this is the news for the week of October 23rd. The football Hollywood homecoming was 2 weeks ago. After some fun-filled days of Adam Sandler, Twins, and Mean Girls, Friday held a flurry of activities. The seniors won Best Class Float with their theme of Pixar's Up, and Drama Club won Best Club Float with its Wizard of Oz theme. Ball of Duty competed their way to victory during the kickball tournament, beating out IMG 7-0. That night, Ella Mormon was crowned homecoming queen.
Being a senior and just hanging out with my escorts all day and hanging out with my best friends all day and getting all dressed up, that was probably the best part.
With Keely Elsie and Allie Hunter as princesses. Each grade also had two maids on the field with the queen candidates, with Anna Brown and Ryan Edwards representing the freshmen, Lainey Chilton and Miley Woolard representing the sophomores, Carly Offit and Emma Brittle representing the juniors, while Gabby Bates and Ava Collins represented the seniors. Afterwards, our Lions won 56-0 against Berryville, setting a new record for the biggest margin of victory since homecoming 2007 when Gravette beat the Bobcats 55-0. After a good night's rest, everyone got all dolled up and danced the night away with their friends and classmates. The perfect ending to the eventful week.
Two FFA members, Jacob Curtis and Clayton Naw, recently competed in Arkansas Youth Expo in Ag Mechanics. They entered their 20-foot car haul trailer that they've been working on for months prior. After winning in their division, Jacob and Clayton went on to win 4th overall for their competition. Great job.
Because we thought it was really cool. Last year was the first time that they had an ag mechanics competition at AYE. And, we saw all the stuff that all the other FFA chapters were doing, like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So when we got back in school, we were talking to Malad about it, and we were like, what if we built, like, a little trailer?
It felt pretty awesome to finally see our success play out in a banner and a buckle.
For the first time in several years, Gravette High School will be holding the Mr. and Miss GHS Pageant. Each sport, club, and department can nominate one boy and one girl to compete. The pageant will take place on November 4th, where contestants will complete an interview, personal introduction, and formal wear competition. All contestants are guaranteed a goodie bag filled with gift cards, snacks, and other treats, while the winners will be awarded crowns, plaques, sashes, and much more. Let your club, department, or sports sponsor know if you're interested in competing.
Yes, so all contestants will first compete in a private interview competition. So that will be with 3 out-of-town judges. It's just 3 minutes long and super basic questions. So they can either ask you things that come off of your contestant fact sheet that you're turning into me, or they can just ask you general, like, what's your favorite thing about Gravette? What's your favorite thing that the high school does? Things like that. And then they will do a personal intro, which is not judged, but you're just going to come on stage and say your name, your grade, and what organization that you are representing that night. And then we'll get into our on-stage judged event. So first being outfit of choice. So that can be something that represents the sport you're in, your personality, any kind of fun outfit that's school appropriate. And then lastly, we'll have a formal wear competition. So for our Miss contestants, they will wear a longer evening gown, something like you'd wear to prom or on homecoming court or anything like that. And then our Mister can get away with wearing their same interview outfit if they would like again. But just we recommend like slacks or khakis, a nice dress shirt, something professional that you would wear to an interview.
Future Business Leader of America's annual holiday Cards for Heroes drive is going on right now. These cards are handmade by students and shipped to the brave men and women in our military. You can make cards on your own and drop them off to Miss Moots in room 126 or schedule an RTI to create a few during school hours.
Cap and gown and class ring order forms are due by this Thursday. Forms were distributed at last week's class meetings. If you did not get a form, there are some available in the office. Late orders will not be accepted. Now it's time for our Meet the Teacher segment. Over to you, Brennan.
Hello, Gravette students. Welcome to the Meet the Teacher segment with our last teacher. But don't fret, because we have another person that's not a teacher at our school that you'll hear about next week. But for now, let's go on to our last teacher, Miss Mackenzie. Miss Mackenzie had some great teachers in her life, specifically her 4th and 5th grade teachers, which inspired her to do what they do, teach.
I was actually born and raised in the St. Louis area, and I went to Harding University in Arkansas and got a job in Rogers. And then after meeting my husband, we moved to Gravette, and now we both teach her.
Miss Mackenzie teaches critical reading with freshmen and sophomores, and this is her 18th year of teaching.
But my first year in high school, my first 17 were in middle school setting.
All she wants us to know is that she really cares about her students and wants them to succeed, not just with school and academics, but also just in life in general. She has some hobbies like reading, spending time with her family, or doing some diamond art and playing sports every chance that she gets. Miss Mackenzie's going to fit right in at Gravette High. Make sure to stop by and show her the love that she deserves. Now, let's get back to the news. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Brennan.
Even though the weather is just starting to feel like it, the official first day of fall was September 23rd. When we think of autumn, a few things come to mind, like leaves, scarves, and apple cider, but nothing says fall like pumpkin spice. Let's go over to Caden to learn more about this controversial flavor.
Thanks, Carter. Hello, Gravette students, and I welcome you all to the season of fall with both spooky and scary coming up, and today we're going to be talking about pumpkin spice in its many forms. Pumpkin spice originates from the Dutch East India Company during the 17th century. They took over the Spice Islands and created pumpkin spice. Over time, people in the Netherlands loved the spice so much that it went across borders. The spice can be used for cinnamon rolls, snickerdoodle cookies, pumpkin pie, and even more popular foods. Starbucks was founded on March 30th, 1971 in Seattle, Washington. 32 years later, they introduced the world-renowned pumpkin spice latte, which over the next 20 years would become the most popular drink served in Starbucks. The ingredients that are used to create the spice is made from a blend of cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and ginger. The spice is usually put on pumpkin pie, but can be used on all sorts of products. Pumpkin spice has become huge in the market, especially during the fall times, as bigger companies have created products including pumpkin spice like Twinkies, Oreos, Jell-O, and even Honey Nut Cheerios. All that information, wasn't that incredible? Anyways, let's stop with the sweet talk and move straight into the scariest. Halloween is vastly approaching. Anyways, thanks a ton, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Caden.
Once again, it's time to learn more about one of the many cultures that make up our GHS family. October is German American Heritage Month, so this week, Logan will be walking us through some foundations and traditions of German culture.
Guten Tag and happy Oktoberfest. Many of you may not know, but my Earhart name actually comes from Germany. According to Family Tree DNA, I'm actually 7% German. Look who you're sitting next to. 1 out of every 6 people have German roots. Let's learn more about German American Heritage Month. German American Heritage Month started as German American Heritage Day on October 6th of 1983. Recognized by President Ronald Reagan. In October of 1987, President Reagan declared the entire month of October to be German American Heritage Month. The reason why German American Heritage Month is observed in the month of October is to recognize the founding of Germantown, Pennsylvania in October of 1683. This is important because Germantown was founded by 13 German families, who were actually some of the first German immigrants to come to America.
Well, actually, I have traced my German heritage back to the 1800s. When my great-great-grandparents came to the United States from Austria and Germany to work in coal mines in western Pennsylvania.
She also has many keepsakes at home that connect her to her German roots. The flyleaf of this holy scripture has an association to Dr. Martin Luther from 1884. It was passed down through generations as a part of her heritage. Miss Williams has a nutcracker that was handmade 30 years ago in Germany. Nutcrackers date back to the 17th century, originating from Germany. According to German folklore, nutcrackers were given as keepsakes to bring luck to the family and protect their home. Nutcrackers represented strength and power to keep evil spirits and danger away. This is why it was a huge honor to receive a nutcracker. Over the years, nutcrackers became associated with Christmas thanks to the Christmas ballet, The Nutcracker. Many of our holidays come from Germany. Without German immigrants, there would be no Christmas trees or Santa Claus at Christmas. And we wouldn't have an Easter bunny to hide eggs on Easter. In the survey we sent out, many of you responded that you have German heritage, including sophomore Braden Welch.
That we don't know too much about our past, but I do know who my great-grandpa was. He was a general. His last name was Helmuth, and he wasn't a very big general, but he was a general in the Navy at the time during World War II.
It's great to be able to show how we all have our differences, but we're all so much alike at the same time. So remember, next time you're sitting on Santa's lap at Christmas or eating a bratwurst at a summer barbecue, remember those German roots.
As we mentioned earlier, today is National Mole Day. But we don't just mean the animal. Let's head over to Miss Lovell's room with Aiden Heaton.
Much obliged, Skylar. Hi, I'm Aiden Moulton. There's moles everywhere. Must be because it's National Mole Day. Let's go learn exactly what that is. Miss Lovell, our GHS chemistry teacher, celebrates Mole Day every year on the Friday of the week that Mole Day happens.
Mole Day is just a celebration of Avogadro's number, the mole, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. and we just look at it as a unit of measurement and have a fun day with it.
Avogadro's number, 6.2 times 10 to the 23rd, is used for measuring very small things, like atoms and molecules, or should I say molecules. Every year, Miss Lovell in her chem class celebrates Mole Day by assigning mole-based projects. Many students choose to sew homemade stuffed moles with punny mole-based names, like the Little Mole Maid, Moleby Dick, and Plain Old Normal.
Best mole project ever. Hang on. It's the Wizard of Oz, or Wizard of Moles.
Mole Day continues with more mole-based activities, such as Mole Day snacks, not to be confused with moldy snacks, plus more coloring books, games, and bad mole jokes.
Well, this holiday was created by some science teachers back in the 80s, primarily because first semester of chemistry is really kind of dull. And so they did it to spice it up a little bit and to have something to look forward to in the middle of the first semester.
Wow. Who knew there was so much to celebrate about this unit of measurement? Be sure to turn in your Mole Day projects to Miss Lovell.
Thank you, Aiden. Now let's go to Johnny for the weather.
Thank you, Skylar. Good morning, Gravis students. I'm Johnny Kelly, and this is your weekly weather forecast. Now, this week we're going to start off a little bit colder than last week because of the cold front that came in over the weekend. We have a high of 60 and a low of 36 on Monday with some cloudy skies. And then the sun comes out on Tuesday with a high of 65 and a low of 44. And then going into Wednesday, we have a high of 72, so it is going to come up a little bit, and a low of 51 with partly cloudy skies. And those partly cloudy skies persist into Thursday with a high of 70 and a low of 50. So it is coming down into the end of the week with a high of 68 and a low of 50. And we do have a chance of rain on Friday morning. Thank you. I'm Johnny Kelly, and that was your weekly weather forecast. Back to you guys.
A few weeks ago, we asked you if you liked pumpkin spice. 43% of you said that you think it's mid. 31% said it's one of your favorite things about fall. 13% said that you're not a fan. And 14% of you think that it's absolutely disgusting.
With parent-teacher conferences, for this week's survey, we want to know, do you actually check your hack?
Well, that's everything for us. I'm Skylar.
And I'm Carmel.
And we'll see you next week.
I did.